Five, four, three, two, one. Let's start our new vlog of the history of mosque masjid in Istanbul. Istanbul is a city where faith is written on stone. Every skyline has a history and story. Every dome carries memory, and every minar is a reminder that this city was never shaped by power alone, but by belief. To understand Istanbul, you don't start with palaces, you start with mosques, because long before this city was called Istanbul, before it echoed with the call to prayer, Azan, it was already sacred ground. If we can say before Islam, a sacred city, before the Ottomans arrived, this city was a Constantinople, the heart of the Byzantine Empire. Churches dominated the skyline. Faith defined architectures. Religion shaped daily life. The most powerful symbol of this era was Hagia Sophia, which is most famous building, or we can say a museum of Istanbul nowadays. Built in the 6th century, it was not just a church, it was the spiritual center of an empire. Even then, this city understood one truth: architecture. Architecture is how belief becomes external. In 1453, the moment everything changed, the moment which started in 1453, Sultan Mehmed II conquered Constantinople. But what he did next defined the future of the city. He entered Hagia Sophia not to destroy it. Remember, he entered in Istanbul in Turkey not to destroy them, just to rule over them, to conquer them. So, but to transform it, he entered Hagia Sophia not to destroy it, but to transform it. Hagia Sophia became a mosque. This was not just a religious act, it was a statement. It was not just a religious act of kindness, but it was a statement which he written by their own hands. The city had changed hands, but its sacred nature remained. The first call to prayer echoed through a city that had never heard it before, and Istanbul mosque history began. The first call to prayer echoed through a city. I am mentioning again, the first call to prayer echoed through a city that had never heard it before, and Istanbul Mosque history began. Here is an example of that era which was begun with the prayer echoed is in my video. You can listen it now.
أعوذ بالله السميع العليم من الشيطان الرجيم أعوذ بالله السميع العليم من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الله
So it was a just sample that how beautiful voices are there to spreading to listening Islam, which makes love to others. So I will return back to my story that Hagia Sophia, the first great mosque of Istanbul. Hagia Sophia became the template. Its massive dome inspired Ottoman architects. Its scale redefined what a mosque could be. Minarets were added, Islamic calligraphy replaced mosaics, but the structure remained. It symbolized continuity, not erasure. Scholars still debate whether Hagia Sophia is more Byzantine or Ottoman, but perhaps that's the point. It is both. The Ottomans and the mosque city. The Ottomans did not just build mosques, they built mosque complexes. Each major mosque included schools, hospitals, kitchens for the poor, libraries. Each and every mosque have their own schools, hospitals, kitchens for the poor, libraries, funeral places. So all of them have available these all things, all places. Mosques were not just places for prayers, they were the heart of society. To build a mosque was to care for a community. One of the greatest mosques ever built is the Suleymaniye Mosque, commissioned by Suleiman the Magnificent and designed by the legendary architect Mimar Sinan. Sinan did not want to overpower Hagia Sophia, he wanted to balance it. The Suleymaniye Mosque represents political strength, religious humility, architectural perfection. From its courtyard, you can see the Bosphorus, a reminder that faith and worldliness coexist in Istanbul. No mosque history of Istanbul is complete without Mimar Sinan, the master builder. He designed over 300 structures But mosques were his language, his sign to be remembered. Sinan believed a mosque should feel light, not heavy, inspire calm, not fear, elevate the soul, not to intimidate it. His designs focused on harmony, acoustics, and light. To this day, his mosques require no microphones. The walls always listen. If we can say famous and all-time famous mosques, if you uh, remind yourself in Turkey, so you will search the word the Blue Mosque, the faith and beauty. Facing Hagia Sophia stands the Blue Mosque, officially called Sultan Ahmad Mosque. It was built to rival Hagia Sophia, not through size, but through beauty. Six minarets caused controversy. At that time, only the Kaaba in Mecca had six. To resolve this, a seventh minaret was added to Mecca. The Blue Mosque remind us faith can be controversial, but beauty softens conflicts. Istanbul mosques are not frozen monuments, they are alive. People play, people pray, children play in courtyards, elders rest in shed. The call to prayer does not interrupt life, it punctuates it. 5 times a day the city pauses, not in silence but in rhythm. Small mosque, big stories. Beyond the great mosque are thousands of smaller ones. Neighborhood mosque, wooden mosque, hidden mosque. Each one tells a local story. Some were built, some were built, some were built by sailors, some by mothers, some by freed slaves. Not all mosques were built by sultans. Many were built by belief alone. Today, Istanbul is modern. Skyscrapers rise, traffic roars, life moves fast, but mosque remains unchanged. Glass towers reflect minarets, trains pass beneath prayer halls. Modernity did not erase faith, it learned to live beside it. At night, when the city quiets, mosques glow softly, not loudly, not proudly, just present. They remind Istanbul who has been and gently suggest who it might become. To walk through Istanbul is to walk through prayer itself, written not in words but in stone, because the belief remain the same because it outlives power. Thank you so much for hearing me or hearing my history blog. I love to give you the knowledge about these all things, and you can appreciate my work with your like, subscribe, and sharing it to others who want to know about that why there is more than 3000 mosques in Istanbul. So thank you so much for hearing me, but don't miss to push the button of like, subscribe, and share. I am sharing each and every step of my life with you, and also I'm sharing with you the history of every point where I would be and where I would be gone. And inshallah I will try you to not to be bored. I will try next my next story will be entertaining for you like it was also entertainer. So like and subscribe and share. Thank you so much. We will meet tomorrow with new vlog. Bye bye.